In this video we're going to be given an angle here. It's in radians and we want to draw the angle of rotation as well as point out the reference angle and then give a positive and a negative coterminal angle. First off, we're given 8 pi over 3 and we want to draw the angle of rotation. So what I'm going to do is draw the x-axis, okay? I'm sorry, the x and y-axis, and draw the angle of rotation. Now it's oftentimes easier to draw the angle of rotation when it's given in radians, or I'm sorry, given in degrees. So let's change this angle from radians and make it into degrees. So we're going to want to multiply by 180 over pi. So 8 times 180 is 1440. So that's going to be 1440 over 3. Okay, the pi's canceled out. Whoops. And then 1440 divided by 3 is going to be 480, and that's in degrees. So we want to draw this angle of rotation now. So I start from my initial side right there. Because it's 480 degrees, you know that you're going to rotate around a full 360 degrees. So now we're at 360. You rotate up here, that's going to be 450. We want to go just past that, and that's going to put us at 480. We could kind of estimate that. Now, if you keep rotating, we'd eventually hit 540 degrees. So the reference angle then is going to be 540 minus what we had right here, which is 480. That's going to be that angle right here. So the difference between these two measures is 60. So that's going to be your reference angle. Yeah. Now we want to find a positive and a negative coterminal angle to 8 pi over 3. Now we could add 360 to this to find another positive coterminal angle, or we could also subtract it, subtract 360 twice to get a negative one, or we could just work in radians. So let's try to do that. Let's work in radians. So we were starting off with 8 pi over 3. And a full rotation now when you're working with radians is, well, here, let's count it out. We've got 0 radians there. This is going to be pi over 2. This point we're going to have 1 pi. This point we're going to have 3 pi over 2, and then a full rotation is 2 pi. So to rotate a full circle, we're going to have to add 2 pi to 8 pi over 3. So we do plus 2 pi. Now, because these have different denominators, this has the denominator 1 and this one has a denominator 3, we have to find the common denominator there before we move on. So we would multiply this bottom by 3, which means we also have to multiply the top by 3. Okay, we could rewrite the first part, which was 8 pi over 3, and then that's going to be plus 2 times 3 is 6 pi over 1 times 3 is 3, and that equals, now we could actually do our addition. 8 pi plus another 6 pi is going to be 14 pi divided by, and then we have a 3 in denominator, so this is going to be the positive coterminal angle. Okay. We also have to subtract 2 pi from 8 pi over 3. So we take 8 pi over 3, subtract. Now, instead of actually writing 2 pi, we know that 6 pi over 3 right here is the fraction that we need that has the common denominator of 3. So let's do that. Let's put 6 pi over 3 here. So now when we actually subtract this, 8 minus 6, that's going to give us 2 pi over 3. Okay. Now we wanted a negative coterminal angle, so we actually have to subtract it one more time. So let's subtract another 2 pi. Whoops. Let's not actually subtract 2 pi. Let's again keep our fraction that had a denominator of 3 like this. So we subtract 6 pi over 3. And that's going to give us 2 minus 6 is negative 4 pi over 3. And that's going to be our negative coterminal angle. So we had 14 pi over 3 up here, and this one's negative 4 pi over 3. Two coterminal angles to our original 8 pi over 3.